Hey, welcome back to another episode of Disposable. I will be your MC for tonight. I'm sorry that I haven't been very active in making podcasts or making any episodes here, but I'm trying to go back on track. Um, in this episode, I'll be reading you one of my writings. I wrote it like a month ago, and the title of that is Maybe You Don't Want to Disappear. You Want to Be Seen. Have you ever thought of disappearing? To not be wherever you are right now because the feeling of being yourself is terrifying. To vanish from the face of the earth because the reality is too much to handle. To call it alive and walk away from your stories. Or maybe instead of disappearing or removing yourself from all these compilations of stories, what you truly want is to exist. You don't want to you don't want to disappear. You want to be seen. You do want to appear, at least as yourself, to still exist and be truly free of people's expectations and judgment. You're terrified, aren't you? You want to be seen, but you don't want to be seen by those who couldn't understand you. So you try to make yourself believe that things would be better if you could just evaporate from this reality to enter your idealistic utopian society. Things are more fulfilling there. You could be whoever you want to be truly yourself without having fear or anxiety getting in your way, to do whatever you want to, and to love the things you truly love. You thought that by living in that imaginative utopia, at least you could feel safe. You could accept things the way you want. You could live in ways you perfectly created in your head. But deep down inside, you know something is off. Things aren't supposed to be as perfect as you imagine because real events don't go that smoothly. The reality is, things aren't going to go as what you imagine it to be. The reality is not the same as your imagination. So you would be disappointed dozens of times whenever you pop that safe bubble of idealism to enter the reality of life. You realize that no one would ever understand what you want unless you know it yourself first. You can never expect someone to understand you the way you would go above and beyond to understand others. Once again, you think it would be better if you disappear instead of disagreeing with people who could understand how you desired it to be. Maybe disagreeing is tiring. It's not as diplomatic as you thought. The conversation you have in your head do not align with the real conversation you have to face with people who wouldn't accept what you offer to the plate. Then you wonder if your offer is worthy enough for them to eat, although you have been eating them your whole life. You start questioning whether you have what you have been eating is deserving of love because other people don't like it. Because others don't think it's savory enough, you question whether you've put enough spices or flavor to it. Well, you thought it has been savory enough for you to devour. You start seeing your plate differently because if they don't take your plate, then maybe it shouldn't be on the table, right? What if you're wrong? What if they are wrong? Or what if you have been eating at the wrong table? Maybe it's not about the plate or the food. Maybe it's about the table you're sitting at. Um, Sorry if I get too emotional. I think I wrote it like not in a month ago, but I posted on my blog like a month ago. I think I wrote this piece like earlier this year, but I got to like found the manuscript and I posted a month ago. Anyway, as usual, we would talk about the meaning of it and like, you know, the reason behind it as a writer. I'm going to explain it to you. So the reason why I wrote this was that, if I'm not mistaken, this is why if I wrote something, I should talk about it immediately because I at times forgot like. what's the point of it? But anyway, so basically, maybe you don't want to disappear, you want to be seen, right? I think at times I would feel like, you know what? I don't want to be here. Like, I just want to go out and like be free. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to, I mean, not to be seen, but like at times when you crave to be seen and you don't have it, you couldn't feel seen, then you just want to disappear. It feels like when you want to crave something and you don't got it, you don't have it. When you desire something, you don't have it. At times we just, give up. And like at times like maybe that's too much. Maybe I shouldn't try to get that. Maybe I should just give up. All right. So that's why you want to be you want to disappear. So I think the opposite of being seen is to disappear, right? When you want to be seen, when you want to truly be seen, but then you don't have it, then at time you question yourself, like, okay, maybe I don't deserve it. So let's just go out, like let's just disappear. So anyway, that's why I call it like as in maybe you don't feel like you're worthy enough to be seen, like you are worthy enough to be respected as the way that you want to be respected. So that's why you question yourself and maybe I should just go. Maybe I don't deserve to be seen the way that I want to be seen. So that's probably it. Um, at least as yourself. And then when you got to that point and you think about how you want to be seen, but you're also terrified. Why? Because you crave this desire to be seen, but then you're terrified of being seen by the wrong people, by the people that couldn't understand you, by the people that couldn't reciprocate the way that you want to show yourself and the way that you represent yourself to the world. So even though you're representing yourself right now, right? But not everyone is going to like open the present that you give them. Not everyone could like be glad the way that you represent yourself to the world. You represent yourself the way that you want to represent, right? But not everyone could understand that. Not everyone could understand your soul. Not everyone could understand the way that you think, the way that you feel, the way that you crave into this world. And that's why you realize, okay, I have this anxiety of me. I'm terrified of being seen by the wrong people, by the people that could understand me. So then, okay, maybe I'm just gonna disappear. Maybe I'm not worthy enough for this, so that you decided just to disappear. And I think I wrote this quote on like a certain phase of my life where it's very weird that you would feel more peaceful meeting strangers and just like go out and being yourself. And and that is easier. That is way easier to be yourself in front of strangers rather than the people that you've met years of your life or like the people that you know already. Because at times in the progress of that, in the process of like getting to know each other, getting, building friendship, building relationship, I believe that there are certain expectations that have been built because we already built the relationship at first hand. So then because of the expectations, we confuse ourselves like, okay, am I supposed to be like this? Am I supposed to be, is this the real me? Is this seriously the real me? Or is it like I'm just doing this because my friend is expecting me to do this. My people, my peers, my colleagues are expecting me to do this, right? And then you question that. So then you believe that maybe I would be me better when I'm surrounded by strangers, by people that don't know me, by people don't really like know anything about you. And I think that's freedom. And other than that, let's talk about the other pathways of that is that you would create your imagination. Like in your imagination, you build this amazing, idealistic society where everyone, anything, everything could be the way that you want it to be. But then you realize, oh my God, this is so fun in a way. Like you are so glad that you built this imagination in your head in the way that the world should work, the way that people should work, the way that you are in that. imagination bubble. It's fun at first, but then as time goes on, you realize something like this is not supposed to be like this. This is like it's too perfect. It's too perfect, and like because real life doesn't happen perfectly. Like there are always flaws, there are always quirks, there are always perks about everything. So then you realize, okay, hmm, like, and then when you go out of that imagination and you face the real problems, the real life, the real ways things work, you become more disappointed because like you already built this perfectly created imagination live world and people. Then you have to face the reality. You meet the real people, the real problems, the real social problems, right? And then you become more disappointed than before. And then you realize deep down inside, even though you have this idealistic perspective on human being or the world, you you would want to be yourself slowly, but through facing the real life, through facing the problems, the real problems. And you realize that no one can actually listen to me the way that I want to be listened to unless I actually listen to myself first. And no one can actually love the way that I want to be loved unless I love myself first, the way that I want to be loved. And I think that goes beyond like whatever standards or stigma that people have in this life. Because if you love yourself, if you know yourself, and if you listen to yourself, I think no matter what people see, no matter what people think about you, no matter what people um perspective on the way that you should be or in the way that you are and on the way that you have, I think it doesn't matter because you're already content with yourself. Um, but then because you haven't reached that point, you realize that, okay, maybe that's too hard. I'm just gonna disappear. I just want to go out. I just want to like go out of here. But real problems comes not comes, but like real problems need real solution. And at times where you're trying to like make conversation with people and they gave you like the reactions that you don't expect them to give. And then you would be like, you're not perfectly created the way that I perfectly created in my head. So then you would like, question that. And then you try to give your plate to them with the food that make. And then you realize, there are certain people that wouldn't eat whatever you give them. Like no matter how many food that you cook, no matter how many cuisine that you made and explore, there are going to be people who are never going to eat that and who are never going to accept who you are. And I think that's okay because I think I've been struggling on that a lot. Like the people pleasing tendency of trying to fulfill everyone's expectation on how I should be and how I should behave. And I think this writing really like portrays that because when I was writing it, I was like just blabbering everything. And then I kind of have this analogy of food of like you becoming a chef and you cook for people. And no matter how good it is, no matter how great of a cook in analogy, like no matter how great you are as a person, there are going to be people who are going to hate you for that, who are not going to accept you as you are, who are never going to be, respecting you the way that you want to be respected and the way that you think you deserve that, right? And because of that, because like I said before, if you haven't been content with yourself, and no offense, by the way, I don't think that I'm that content with myself anyway. So if you relate to this, like what I'm saying is that if you haven't be that content with yourself and you feel like, maybe like I should look at myself first so that you wouldn't be bothered a lot or too much by the expectations of people. So that's the meaning of that writing is that no matter how many spices that you have, no matter how much thought that you put towards the food that you cook, there are going to be people who are never going to eat your food. And that's okay, right? Because mm, maybe it shouldn't be like it shouldn't be about the food that you make, but maybe it's about their own table. And that writing is going to be continued in the next episode. So I'm going to end it here. Um, but to just recap everything is that the point of this writing, the point of this episode is that for the past year, to be honest, I have been struggling a lot with myself, with the values that I hold and the way that I see the world. I think I've questioned that a lot. I've been so confused about my life. And at times I just want to be, you know what? Maybe it will be better. It would just be better if I just disappear. But deep down inside, I know that I don't want to disappear. I want to be seen and I want to be understood the way that I want to be understood, but I have to do that by myself first. Sorry. But I've also explored a lot this year. Like tried a lot of new things. Being in an event that I've never been. Handling problems that I've never handled before. Got overwhelmed quite a lot. Um, Gone through a lot of heartbreaks as well. My heart has been broken dozens of times this year, which is really sad. But at the end of the day, although like maybe your problems, whatever your problems are right now, um, are too much to handle for you for now, and you feel like there's a lot of burden in your life, there's a lot of fears in your life, and you feel like, oh, I don't know where I'm going. I just want to let you know, let myself know that it's gonna be okay. Like everything's gonna be okay. I know it's like sucks right now. Everything is chaotic in my life. Everything is chaotic in your life, perhaps. And you're trying to just figuring things out. And it's okay. It's okay not to know things. It's okay to not figure things out. And it's okay to like struggling a lot because you're facing the things you've never faced before. And you're meeting people that you've never met before. The characteristics are very different. Every individuals are very diverse and very unique in their own ways. So if you're struggling with everything that is happening in the world, that is happening in your life, that is happening with the people around you, I just want to say keep on fighting, keep on going. And I know the road can be very, very twisted at times and you don't know where you're going right now. But I hope that you would keep on going. So that is all from this episode. I hope that you would love this. And I hope that you would get something from it. Seriously. It has been very lovely to start again making this podcast. And thank you for being here. Thank you for fighting for everything and have hope. So thank you very much for listening. I'll see you on the next episode. Bye bye.